Ceia's Tiny Terrors, a micro-series of tales of the macabre. Hello again. We're here for another episode of Ceia's Tiny Terrors. It's so good to have you back with me. I'm going to ask for a favor. If you're still enjoying my macabre minis, please take the time to rate the show on whatever service you use to listen. Now, on to the tale. This one is called The Sticks. I will always remember Dana and Diane in the summer that ruined my life. D&D, as we lovingly called them, were twin girls that I'd grown up with since diapers. Our mothers worked together, and we spent our days playing dolls and fairy princesses in the company's daycare until we were old enough for school. I was their permanent third wheel, and we were consistently at each other's homes. The twins lived in the Sticks. The Sticks, for those unfamiliar with the term, was the way out part of the country, far away from the city lights. Their home was a farm inherited from their grandparents, a sprawling estate with multiple buildings surrounded on all sides by dense forest. Our favorite place was a small cabin just behind the first line of trees. It was the first house their grandparents had lived in before they cleared the land and built the big manor where they all lived now. Their parents had turned it into a perfect little play world just for us. It was normal for us to spend nights there, talking and giggling as the stars shone above us through the skylight on the roof. It was here that we found ourselves that balmy night, the summer before our freshman year of high school. The twins had become increasingly weird since the last day of middle school. They were talking mostly amongst themselves. They were taking forever to answer my texts and hadn't come over the last few times I invited them. I was afraid I'd done something wrong, so they practically begged me to come over that night. "Tara, you need to see this," Dana said. Before she disappeared into the kitchen, she returned with a big book that was nearly dropped before placing it on the coffee table. It was bound in gnarled leather with strange symbols branded into it. "What the hell is that?" I couldn't contain my disgust. The thing looked freaky. "We found it in the basement. There's a page you really need to see." I couldn't help but tremble as the world crackled with electricity when Dana opened the book. She flipped through the pages with an unnatural calm until she found what she was looking for. "Here it is. Der Spinnenlaufer." "What? Is that German?" I was confused. I couldn't figure out what she meant. The writing was all foreign. "Yeah, our grandma was from Germany. We guess it belonged to her." "But what is Der Spinner?" Diane began to speak now as she took her place beside her sister. "Der Spinnenlaufer is kind of like a centipede. We can make one, like a pet." "A pet?" I stiffened as if they rolled their eyes at me in unison. "Yeah, and it will follow our every command. We just have to feed it first." I began to stand. A little panic filled my stomach. "What does it eat?" I heard a creak from above, and the skylight cracked open and lifted. The room was filled with the sound of sticks cracking together, like kids pretending to sword fight. Foot by foot, a gigantic centipede began to enter the room, crawling across the ceiling. I shrieked and made a break for the door. D&D tried to hold on to me, but I clawed and punched at their faces until I broke free. I was out of the door, running barefoot through the forest, and those clacking sticks sounded like they were right behind me. This work is copyright 2023 by Ceia Rights Media. All rights reserved. No duplication or reproduction of this work is permitted without the written consent of Ceia Rights Media.